looking for the green flag at the cone. It's in the air. We're underway. 25 laps the distance here tonight for the ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series here at Santan Ford Arizona Speedway. And Josh Shipley will lead the field off at turn number 2. Rick Schumann, who washed up the racetrack big time through 1 and 2, got a strong drive off the top side of turn number 2 and came all the way back to the tail tank of Shipley, but will be Shipley leading lap number 1. Shipley leads lap number 1, followed by Rick Schumann and Johnny Shelton, who are side by side for that second spot, still with Brian Ledbetter, Patrick Croft side by side. Behind them, that's 4th and 5th on the racetrack. As now Rick Schumann going to try to clear the number 9 machine of Johnny Shelton. The top side seems to be the right line here. Early in this race, as both Shipley and Schumann have cleared Johnny Shelton, Brian Ledbetter in the 7-0 going to try to do the same as they go 4 wide now. With the Gatton underneath Patrick Croft, Brian Ledbetter, and Rick Schumann. Great 4-wide action there going into turn number 1. Off of turn 2, it will be Shipley, Schumann, and Ledbetter, your top 3 drivers, as now Johnny Shelton going to find some real estate on the top side of the racetrack. Ledbetter trying to throw the slide job at Rick Schumann. He can't quite do a slider, but he will clear Rick Schumann off of turn number 2. As he clears him, Troy Gatton, he was on the bottom side of that 4-wide battle just a lap and a half ago. Right now, catfishing around the bottom side of the racetrack and getting by the 25 AZ of Rick Schumann. It's Josh Shipley out front, but the man on the move early on here looks to be that 39T of Troy Gatton. He looked underneath Brian Ledbetter that last time off of turn number 2. Didn't quite have anything for the 7-0 of Ledbetter, but he's going to pounce once again to come off of turn number 4. Top 3 drivers single file with side-by-side racing going on behind them. For 4th, it's Johnny Shelton to the inside of Rick Schumann. Give the 4th spot to Shelton as Schumann tries to fight back. Can't quite do it. It will be Shelton in that 4th spot. As Shipley and Ledbetter, they have broken away from the 39T of Gatton, who's still trying to find some of the goodie left on the racetrack on the bottom side through turns 3 and 4 as well as turns 1 and 2. Now Ledbetter and Shipley, they go side by side for the top spot off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Great side by side battle for your top spot. Ledbetter down low, Shipley up top. Ledbetter trying to throw the slide job on him, can't quite do it. He will clear him though off of turn number 4. Brian Ledbetter to the top spot. Here comes Josh Shipley, going to come back to the inside of Ledbetter. Ledbetter though ripping the fence up on the boards. He will maintain the race lead. He was a driver I told you to keep an eye on earlier on during hot laps. That 7-0 of Brian Ledbetter. He's your race leader. Got a little squirrely at that top of a turn number 4. Now little Josh Shipley closing in on his tail tank once again. And Troy Gatton, slowly but surely, he is coming back into your picture. Right now underneath Josh Shipley is Gatton. The 39T and the number 2. Gatton and Shipley side by side with Shipley up top, Gatton down low. Shipley will hang on to that second spot into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, Gatton though fighting right back on the inside. It's Ledbetter out front as Shipley once again drops the nose down to his inside, trying to sneak past him for that top spot once more. Didn't quite have anything off of turn number 2 as Gatton now comes right back to the inside of Josh Shipley for second. Ledbetter, Shipley, and Gatton your top 3. They've broken away from Johnny Shelton and AJ Hernandez as one car about whipped around off of turn number 4. That is Wayne Siddle in the number 7 machine. He gets back on the binders, and we have a red flag. One car up and over back of the pack into turn number 4. Front straightaway. So we will go green here with 15 laps to go. We're Ledbetter on the loud pedal, caught Shipley sleeping, and he rips off to a great advantage into turn number 1. Troy Gatton, he's going to sneak around the inside of Josh Shipley as Shipley trying to rocket off of turn number 2. Can't quite do it. New second place runner. It's 39T of Troy Gatton as Shipley trying to come back to life here once again. Johnny Shelton makes contact with the wall in turns 3 and 4. Troy Gatton trying to clear the number 2 machine of Josh Shipley as the field races on. Shipley almost makes contact with the wall in turn number 1. He goes 3 wide with AJ Hernandez and Rick Schumann underneath him. Now it's going to be Schumann and Hernandez side by side for the 4th spot. Give it to the red 72 of Hernandez. In 4th so far is Josh Shipley trying to rip the top side of the racetrack and ride the boards around with Brian Ledbetter and Troy Gatton, who go side by side here as we are coming up to the halfway point of this main event. For your top spot, it's Brian Ledbetter. Troy Gatton in a second off of turn number 4. Cross flags are in the air. We're halfway through tonight's 25-lap main event. And it's Troy Gatton down to the inside of Brian Ledbetter once more as they battle off of turn number 2. Give the top spot to Troy Gatton in the 39T. Gatton very fast here tonight, along with Brian Ledbetter. Josh Shipley still back there in 3rd, but he's getting pressured right now from the 72 of AJ Hernandez. As Gatton moves into the race lead, the bottom side is the line with the most momentum, the most juice down there. Right now it's Brian Ledbetter sticking to the top side of the racetrack, trying to work his way back around the 39T of Gatton as Josh Shipley once again goes up north. He'll go to the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. He's going to bring the nose down to the inside, though, through 1 and 2. So Shipley very fast, likes what his car has on the bottom side of 1 and 2 as Ledbetter slipped up off a turn or 2 that time. Shipley again on the binders. That allows A.J. Hernandez slipped by Shipley. So A.J. Hernandez moves up to that third spot. Now he's going to take second away from Brian Ledbetter. So A.J. Hernandez, he has lit the wick on his race car. He has moved into that second spot as Shipley and Ledbetter battle out for third once more. Ledbetter, though, will lead Josh Shipley off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, he's going to go to the bottom side of the track now and follow the tire marks set by the 72 of A.J. Hernandez as Shipley once again going to rip the lip through 3 and 4. Doesn't have any goodie working for him up there. Brian Ledbetter trying to drive away from him. Caught the berm in turns 1 and 2 as he went down to the inside through turns 1 and 2. That first time he's done that all race long here with what is now 7 laps to go with Troy DeGatton, your race leader. Troy DeGatton in that 39T, he has been living and dying by the bottom side of the racetrack, and he made it work. And I didn't think he could. Here he is right now showing the way off the bottom side of turn number 4 with 6 laps to go in this main event with A.J. Hernandez in the second spot. Brian Ledbetter third. They've driven away from Josh Shipley. Looking at the lap time, 17.716 for Troy DeGatton to an 18.223 left by A.J. Hernandez, 17.404 for Brian Ledbetter. So Ledbetter has the fastest car on the racetrack right now, but running out of time with 5 laps to go. Troy DeGatton getting ready to catch the tail end of the lead lap cars as Patrick Krob right in front of him. Then you got Philip Daney, so it looks like Krob will come into play, so a little bit of lap traffic will come into play here tonight for your race leader, Troy DeGatton, that 39T. He's going to look to the outside of Krob. Can't quite do anything with him off of turn number 1. Now off of turn number 2, gets a good run down the inside of 2, gets past Patrick Krob. Still going to have Philip Daney to mess with here before this race is over, I do believe, with 3 laps to go as Patrick Krob tried to sneak back by the 39T of DeGatton. About got loose there off of turn number 4. So A.J. Hernandez and Brian Ledbetter continue their battle for that second spot. It's DeGatton out front right now. See those brake rotors glowing in that car. That 39T with 2 laps to go. Does not look like Philip Daney is going to be an issue with Troy DeGatton, but he better watch out here with a lap and a half left. A.J. Hernandez has closed the gap tremendously on him. Ran almost a full second faster that last lap. We'll see if DeGatton can hang on to his white flag flies. Brian Ledbetter, he's going to try to go around the outside of Hernandez for second. One more time around for Troy DeGatton in the 39T as Brian Ledbetter going to rip around the outside of A.J. Hernandez and Patrick Krob. I don't think he has anything, though, for your race leader, Troy DeGatton, into turn number 3. He'll lead the field off of turn number 4. Checker flag in the air. Welcome to Santan Ford Victory Lane, Troy DeGatton. So Troy DeGatton will get out of the car. Main event winner here tonight at Arizona Speedway. First time winner at Arizona Speedway for the 2021 season. The ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series. Well, Troy, saw your car back there when the season first started. Didn't know who you were, but man, you made it work here tonight. Troy DeGatton, I think all these fans know who you are now.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. I mean, it's great to see fans here. I mean, especially that last race. That was crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think I blew the radiator like a few laps and I started losing horsepower, but I just hung in there, stuck with it. And I want to thank my girlfriend, Kim, and my son for working so hard on it. And, you know, we're just a low-budget team and glad to get it done.
Yeah, low-budget team getting out here tonight, man. And you lived on that bottom side of the racetrack. What was it down there that you liked so much?
Well, you know, I started down there, so I thought, well, I'll do the first lap down there, and then I'm hitting the high side. And I did the first lap and was, you know, beating a few cars here and there, and then I just kept staying down there, and I kept going forward and forward. So I was like, I'm just going to keep staying down here then. And I just did it the whole time. It's tough, though. You got to really be on those brakes hard.
And hard you were indeed. Troy DeGatton, your main event winner here tonight, the ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series. First time winner here at Arizona Speedway as we'll catch up with second place runner Brian Ledbetter. Where Brian's at. Hey, Brian. Man, you have been a hot rod all year long in this 7.0 machine. Thought you had it done here tonight, man. That top side, though, just went away.
Yeah, I stayed faithful to the top. You know, it was fast in the beginning. It's a bad thing about being up front. I haven't been up front very much, but them guys knew where the fast line was, and I just didn't. He got me towards the end. Should have moved down, but live and learn. But I'm just glad to be standing out here, man. It's the first time, so I'm really happy. First, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, man. Cardinal Financial, Nitro Soldier Garage out of Utah, and my parents. They put this thing together for me. It's awesome.
Hey, you're going to be cracking in Santan Ford Victory Lake before this season's over with. I know it.
But yeah, I hope so. We're going to try the hard as we can.
All right, Brian Ledbetter comes home in second. AJ Hernandez, third place run for you tonight, man. Almost had a second place run there. Had a little issue there getting around the lap car, man, but third place podium finish. Gotta feel good.
Yeah, it feels good, but I like to thank Offsite Sweeping, Millennium Designs, Extreme Plumbing, and Australian Outback Plants.
All right, AJ Hernandez comes home in third tonight as the Prez. Josh Shipley, fourth place run here tonight, man. And tell you what, like Brian said, he was faithful to the top side. You were faithful to the top side as well. Couldn't quite get it done here tonight, though, coming in fourth.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. I don't know what the heck's going on there. We changed everything in this car to get it to run right. It still ain't running. So it'll go to Mr. Bishop tomorrow. We'll be fast again. I couldn't believe I led like 8 laps. I was just kind of, come on, guys. I could see the top was wearing out, and I knew if I went to the bottom, the motor just couldn't hang. And finally, the top was gone, and the boys, I'm proud of these three youngsters at what they did tonight. This is some good talent. We're going to see some great racing out of these guys here in the near future. Congratulations to Troy and the top 3 here. They did a great job. And I want to thank the fans for coming out, sticking it out here. Thank you, guys.
All right, he'll get that motor back to Bob Bishop tomorrow, and we'll see him back out here May 1st for their next races.